Hello everyone, Triple is back. It's more SOMA safe mode. Last time we did a lot of stuff. We found the Ark. We bumped into a guy called Yoshida, I'm pretty sure. Ross died, got eaten by a fish. We poisoned the WoW. Did I mention the last human alive? We killed her. That's great. But now we're in Phi, or Phi. I still don't know how to pronounce it, even though I just said it a second ago, but I like to pronounce it either way. And we got to get to the Ark and make sure it gets on the gun. Is that really not open? That's annoying. And I think there's one more monster left for us to face. It might be Yoshida again, actually. He might have ventured all the way down here. Ooh, that's Catherine.
Chris, what the hell happened to your arm?
It's complicated. I just need to know one thing.
Oh, God.
I'll have both my arms in the Ark, right?
Yes, of course. Are you okay, though? Can you do stuff?
Yeah. Let's just get this over with.
Did you find the Ark?
I did, but I kind of lost it on my way here on an automated tram thing headed to Phi. So it should be around somewhere.
That's great. Let's go get it.
Powering everything up for me? Do I just leave you here now?
Alright, Phi is up and running.
I think I just leave her here then. Oh, a terminal. Site map. Storage. Is that where we are? There's a blinking light in storage.
A satellite is loaded into a shell. The shell is accelerated by electromagnets along the barrel. Enough momentum to escape Earth's gravity is gained before regression. Reaching space, the satellite will shed the shell and unfold. Onboard thrusters settle the satellite into an orbit.
Okay. Tunnel transport. Staff activity, okay. Outgoing. Herber. One last visit. Maybe that's the person who's down here. Okay.
Did you find out what happened to the Ark team?
Not really. For some reason, they didn't go through with the launch, so they took the Ark back to Tau.
I hope everything's okay with the space gun.
Yeah, I doubt I'll be able to repair one of those.
Okay, so I think that's where I came from. That way, was it? No, I came through this door, wasn't it? Oh my god, I'm so confused. I'm gonna go through here anyway. The launch dome.
This feels like the longest day of my life. Has it just been one day?
I have no idea. Our time together is a confusing patchwork of moments to me.
What time is it then? What day?
It's May 11th, 2104, 3:30 a.m., but I don't remember when we started.
Okay, so that's the exit, I'm going to assume. Wait, what was this? Loading dock. Not sure if this is... Oh god, look at my arm.
You know, I woke up in my bed today. It just happens to have happened 100 years ago.
Sounds like a riddle.
It does. I woke up in my bed today, 100 years ago. Who am I? Who am I?
My light was off again. What in the fuck is this thing? Okay, I don't know what that is.
It's crazy to think where I am.
Okay, don't know what
Not
I'm
only
doing.
is this the future, it's in the middle of the sea. I know nothing of this time or what the world looks like.
Not much to brag about now. Before the comment, I guess it was okay.
That's
Yeah.
away.
Better not oversell it. Might change my mind about the Ark.
You seriously not gonna tell me what happened to your arm?
I had to make a quick stop at Site Alpha to help kill the WoW.
What? How? Why?
Stop it from torturing the memory of humanity.
Needs a battery.
Okay, let's just get back to work.
What will you do when you get into the Ark? What's the first thing?
Make sure the Ark is safe, stabilize flight path, activate solar panels.
What's the first human thing you're gonna do?
Oh. Watch the clouds roll by? Does that count?
I'd say so.
I have literally no idea what I'm doing. I'm just flailing around like a headless chicken right now. Just going to different places and stuff. Ah!
Alright, found the Ark.
Good job, Simon. Now we just need to find the assembly space so we can stuff the Ark into a shell.
I feel like if I stick my hand in that door might open. Is this not it? Okay, what's this way then? The shell, okay. Ah! Oh, just a dead person. I'll scan you in a minute.
I think I found the assembly space.
What do you see?
It's like a huge open shell, a bullet ready to be loaded.
That needs a
That's
battery.
right. All prepared for the Ark.
On it.
Are you suggesting we keep it down here? Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose? Eternity among the stars, remember?
The people inside the Ark won't know the difference. We could...
Oops! Ah, I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally right-clicked.
Are you suggesting we keep it down here? Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose? Eternity among the stars, remember?
The people inside the Ark won't know the difference. We can just keep it down here, and we don't have to risk the Ark being shot through 5,000 meters of broken barrel, and then push through another 100,000 meters of a dust-filled atmosphere.
Will the casing stand all that pressure?
Well, the odds aren't great.
Catherine, say something.
I don't care what you think. I'm launching it.
No need to be like that. Let's just hang on to it for a while and think about it. We can launch it later.
No, that wasn't the deal. We made it to save them. To launch it. Out there, it's hope. Down here, it's a fucking terrarium waiting to die with the rest of us.
Come on, Catherine. It's not asking much. Let's just think about it before we risk the only hope humanity has to survive this hell.
No, we launch it today. This is my project, my Ark.
It's bigger than that. Don't you get it? It's not for you to decide. We're talking about the fate of mankind.
Get away from the Ark. I'm taking it.
No, you're not.
I'm not gonna let you ruin this.
Stop it!
Guys, calm down.
Get away from me! No!
What the fuck did you do?
It was an accident.
Catherine, talk to me. Catherine.
This is Catherine.
Oh God. Catherine,
I just found
Did
your
you
dead
say
body.
that?
it's you. You had an accident.
What do you... Oh. You mean Catherine. Don't worry, it's better this way.
It's really not
How
that
did
great
she
though.
die?
You got into a fight with your colleagues. They didn't want to risk launching the Ark. Thought it might not make it through the atmosphere.
They killed me?
I'm sure it was an accident. They were just trying to stop you from launching.
Might as well jab my arm into this thing because I've not really done it that much during the course of this game. Must be bad though.
How could they kill me?
Catherine,
I know I'm not an easy person to like. I just
Nah,
thought
that's not
they
working. Okay.
Trusted me.
come on. Don't do this to yourself.
Wait, where was the battery? Oh, it was here, wasn't it? There's one battery. I need it for everything.
Did you have friends in Toronto, Simon? Real friends?
There was some. Jesse, Sean, Kevin.
I always wanted a friend. Like a real one. Someone you'd never hold back with.
I'll be your friend.
Oh, pity friendship? Now I feel even worse.
Okay, closing that up. I felt like we have to get something to put into that thing, but I guess not.
Do you think the Ark will make it through the atmosphere and into space? Is that it?
I'm really not that
There we
familiar
go.
with guns of any size. Oh, here we go. All systems say go.
Lock and load.
Come back up and we'll head out to the gun.
Now I'm gonna get attacked by a monster. Oh, look at my arm. You do have the choice of not sticking your arm into the WoW. You could have let it live. And all those robots you've encountered before would have stayed alive. Well, quotation marks alive, but you know.
Now what?
Now we just need to get the shell into the gun and then, kaboom.
Aren't you forgetting something? How are you gonna get us on board the Ark? Don't we need to make another scan?
Oh, don't you worry. You don't operate something like the Omega space gun with your bare hands.
You mean it's a pilot seat?
Ooh.
Like back at Omicron?
Yes, and we can use it to transfer you to the Ark while operating the gun. 2 birds and all that. Now, take the Omnitool and plug it in next to the seat and I'll guide you through the final steps.
Okay. Wow, are we really this close to ending? I know we should have to bump into one more monster, I'm pretty sure. I guess making our way to the seat, we're gonna have to bump into a monster. Also, it sounds like she's saying she's not going to be scanning herself to go on the Ark, because presumably there's already a scan of herself already on the Ark. So she's not fussed about scanning herself. But I don't know. It's a bit weird. Maybe when you plug in the things you can also scan herself, maybe, I don't know. But then it's a case of, if there's already a scan of her on the Ark, then there'd be 2 scans of her, there'd be 2 Catherines. So how do you handle something like that? Got it. Oh yeah, this looks fucking amazing, doesn't it? Oh, it's not this simple.
Oh, I'll never get used to that.
Guess you won't have to. Not after this is over.
Right. Have a seat.
Really? I thought we had to bump into another monster. I should have kept this on at the end of the other episode.
As good as it's gonna get.
Okay, I'll activate the seat. You should be able to use the machines to load the bullet you assembled.
We'll just see. Because I might be talking right now saying, oh, last episode, this and that, but if this is literally on a... I don't know.
So it shouldn't be a problem.
Let's see what happens here, because if this is the end... Okay. I'm not sure how to work this. Oh, there we go. Like, oh, it's an... Okay, I've got to zoom into the thing to get it to go there. Okay, got it. Okay. How do I turn? Oh, there we go. I guess it's gonna be its own episode. Hopefully with the credits it makes it a bit longer.
Okay, ready when you are. Just hit the button and we're off.
But we need to transfer our minds to the Ark.
We also need to make sure it launches at all, so I tied them to a single switch. Just push the button and we're off.
I thought we would have to deal with another monster. I thought it was the whole thing and we'd have to run avoid another monster to get to here.
It's an amazing thing.
Wow.
Now,
So confused. This can be its own episode, I think. It's gonna take over 20 minutes probably, and then you know the credits and such.
20 seconds.
What's the matter with the upload?
Just give it a second.
Oh, I really thought there was a little monster. I did not realise this was the end. Right here. Huh. Oh, so Catherine got scanned then, yeah.
9, 8.
So I guess she did get scanned then.
7, 6.
You gotta be kidding me!
5, 4, 3,
Come on, load!
2.
Yes! Fuck yeah, we made it! Woo!
There it goes, off into space.
I'm still here. Catherine? Catherine?
I'm here.
What the hell happened? What went wrong?
Nothing. They're out there, among the stars. We're here.
No. We were getting on the Ark. I saw it. It finished loading just before it launched.
Yeah, I saw.
Then why are we still here?
Simon, I can't keep telling you.
You're a
how it
fucking
works.
idiot, man.
Listen, you know why we're here. You were copied onto the Ark. You just didn't carry over. You lost the coin toss. We both did.
No one loses a coin toss. Oh my god, this game. These characters are so fucking stupid.
This is bullshit. We came all this way. We launched the Ark.
I know it's
You're on the Ark. A copy of you is on the Ark.
Catherine and Simon are both safe on
Yes.
the Ark. Be happy for them.
Are you crazy? We're gonna die down here with those fuckers living at large on a spaceship. They're not us. They're not us.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Simon. I'm proud of what we did. We made sure that something of the hundreds of thousands of years of human history survives, that something lives on.
No. Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck you. Fuck you, Catherine. You lied. And I believed in you. I trusted you. You said we're getting on the fucking Ark.
We are on the Ark, you idiot! I didn't lie. I can't be responsible for your goddamn ignorance. You
Fuck!
And she's dead.
Catherine? Please don't leave me alone.
Just like how that
Catherine?
one guy in the simulation kept freaking out and they had to turn it off. She just freaked out to the point where she died. And there's the credits. What was I thinking of then? I must have just been thinking of Yoshida as the final monster, but I thought we would have to bump into something else to get to here. Like, I thought maybe Yoshida came back, like he followed us. I'm going to keep saying Yoshida as if it was actually Yoshida. I'm pretty sure it was Yoshida, but I don't know what I was getting confused about then, but there you go. That was Soma. I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't continue on the last time, because, I mean, I could have actually finished it off earlier, the episode, which would have made this one longer, but, you know. But now we've got to sit through the credits. So Simon Jarrett was voiced by Jared Hughes, huh? Catherine Chung with Nell Mooney. I just wonder if I recognise any of the names on there, but I don't think there's going to be any, like, big voice actor names. As far as I can see, I might miss some. I don't think I recognise any of them. Oh, they're recorded in London. Cool. And music written and composed by Miko. But I'm pretty sure I messed with the settings in Soma to turn off the music, so should all be fine. With no music. I assume music would probably be playing right now if I hadn't done that. But goddamn, Simon, you are the biggest idiot in the world. How could he not grasp the concept of it being a copy? And there was no coin toss to lose. It's just, you are both in the same place at the same time. It's like those fucking idiots saying, kill yourself so you can be on the Ark. It's like, it's not like your mind would carry on from the point of where you died. It's not like you remember killing yourself when you wake up on the Ark. You remember when you wake up on the Ark for being scanned. It's like, your soul doesn't go over. There's no soul. It's digital information. It's digital information. The soul of Simon Jarrett died years ago. He was a digital copy and copied multiple times. And there was no coin toss. From both perspectives, he was still the same in quotation marks, Simon Jarrett. Ah! And then I just hate that Catherine was, like, you know, humouring him with his goddamn stupid analogy of the coin toss, where she said, "You lost the coin toss." There was no coin toss! There is no coin. There is no spoon. Oh my god. Infuriating. But there we go, I finally finished SOMA, finally. And, ooh. I have human arms.
Whoa. Is this... Did it work?
I can't press F to turn on a light or anything as well. This would be really weird. Does everyone wake up in this chair when they get scanned over and they have to walk through a dark-ass cave? I mean, it's pretty awesome to then walk out the cave and see all this. It's kind of like, you know, exiting out of Fallout, out of Vault 101, the cave, and then coming out into the capital wasteland and you see the whole expanse of it before you, but still, you would think you'd wake up surrounded by people who could reassure you that everything's fine and stuff. And then you just gotta randomly walk through a lot of vegetation by a stream. Does open the question though of... I'll get to it in a second, actually, when we finish. I have more to talk about. It's also if it was a short story that I'm writing as well. Well, I've got the idea for it, I've not written it yet. Aha! The other survey. I feel normal. Yeah. I don't know, I feel invigorated actually. Better version of myself. I feel normal. How would you describe your senses? Feel more sensitive, probably. How would you describe the sensation of your new condition? It's pleasant. Yeah, it's great. Are you troubled by the fact that you are no longer strictly human? Nah, I feel fine. How do you perceive your new existence? For yourself, like a new chapter in my life. It's something completely different, has nothing to do with my previous self. There you go, I'm going to go with that one. Do you think this new existence will be your life worth living? Yeah, okay. Would you rather be removed from the project and accept death? No. That's been to say, thank you for participating in the ACT team. I can't remember what answers I gave last time, so... But yeah, I have a short story idea that I'm going to hopefully write at some point, because I have a collection of short stories I want to do and see about making into a book. They're all connected, interconnected, but yeah. There's one that's strongly influenced by the ending of SOMA. And I guess you could say also like the Matrix and stuff as well, just the virtual reality stuff, but a lot of it is a question that I've had since the end of SOMA, is something, which I'll get to, because I'm not finished yet. Oh, these hub flowers from Fallout? Hub flowers, I love hub flowers. Hub flowers are my favourite flower from Fallout. I don't know why they are, they just became my favourite flower after I started making great mentats with them. Holy shit! Look at that city! Why is it so small?
Catherine!
Hey!
I can't believe we actually made it.
Well, we did.
I'm so relieved.
And here we go.
It's okay, Simon.
This is the Ark.
Everything's all right now.
Oh, yeah, I think actually, yeah, you could pretty much say that that woman was pretty much the last surviving human if the Earth still looks like that after being hit by the meteor. Like, stuff's still burning and that? Damn. Oh, that cloud. It'd be like if the group of guys in Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, in their, like, makeshift bunker, actually survived the asteroid hitting the planet. As if they actually survived. Which you guaranteed they don't. Even though they said they probably, hopefully would, because of, you know, super thick titanium steel or whatever the hell it is that they made the bunker out of. It's like, it's not going to help. I was kind of thinking maybe people might have survived. Like other deep ocean places maybe might have survived. But there goes the Ark. Pathos 2 floating off into space. I mean, I don't know what kind of orbit they're going to go for, because they're drifting quite far away from the Earth, but I don't know. I mean, they need to at least orbit around the sun, because it's solar powered, I presume. And fade to black. And presumably it'll kick us back to the main menu, and then I've got stuff to talk about. The end. There we go, and look, her face is normal now. Like I used Catherine's face instead of like Simon's face or something. And look, no, continue. Officially finished. So that was SOMA safe mode. Probably would not have gotten as far in this game if I wasn't playing safe mode, but anyway, the fact of the thing is, my short story idea, it's a satellite, like you see there, floating in space, with a virtual world on it, with scans of virtual people on it. Now, what if the satellite became damaged? What happens then? It's not like anyone could come along to fix it. How would they repair it if it got damaged? And if it got damaged, you know, they're stuffed. Like, solar panels break, they're dead. You know, the power goes out, they're dead. How do they fix it? So I have, like, a short story idea of, like, they can take their minds, and this is like the Matrix kind of influence, they take their minds out of the virtual world and put them into robotic bodies to then do maintenance outside of the virtual world on the thing. That's my biggest question I've had about SOMA, is how are they going to make sure that the satellite keeps functioning perfectly? Like, anything could hit it, you know, even tiny fragments of, you know, rock floating through space. Like, have you seen Gravity? Worst film in the world, in my opinion. But, yeah, imagine that happening to the satellite. I mean, it's an astronomically low chance of something hitting something that small. I mean, it's even an astronomically low chance of something hitting the Earth. I mean, it's only one giant meteor has happened to hit the Earth to wipe out life in the grand scheme of the existence of life on Earth. Measure that, but then scale it down to the point of where it's just a tiny satellite. It's still astronomically low that it would get hit by something, but there's still a chance. And what if something did hit it and it just broke it to the point where, you know, it turned off? Goodbye humanity, or what's left of humanity, you know? And then also another thing that I don't think I've done a short story idea for it, but it'd be a really interesting concept. Humanity can now no longer expand. They are stuck in this virtual world, probably limited by memory, and it's like humanity can no longer expand. They can no longer discover new things. The only things programmed into the virtual world is stuff they already know. I guess they could maybe do like a Ready Player One kind of thing, where they can code new things. Maybe if someone can tap into the code of their virtual world, they can create new things. So they can create mystical creatures or more cities and stuff like that. But then it's a case of a point of, what if they were to create more humans? Those humans would be AI. They won't be actual humans. They'd just be imitations. Kind of like how these people already in the virtual world are imitations of a real human mind. But what if they were to create more humans like that? But then, what do you use? Do you just use combined experience from the memory of other humans that are already in there? Or do you try and create something entirely new? That's essentially creating a new race. That's not humanity anymore. That's a new race of digital beings. That's AI. That is creating AI. And then it's a case of, where do you draw the line between then a human and an AI? Which is the biggest question in technology these days, is where do you distinguish between a program and an actual human, an AI and an actual human? Like, if you do Halo games, it's always a case of, at least Halo 5, now Cortana's, she can live forever now. her lifespan has gone up. She's now giving all the other AIs infinite lifespans. It's like, okay, we can live forever now. Humans can't. So we should rule humans. We should look after humans in the long term. So we should, protect them. And her protection is very authoritarian and, scare tactics and fear tactics of, if you do something bad, we will destroy you. It's just like that. Where does it draw the line? Because the human minds will live on forever, but then so will the AI. But what's the distinction between the two? Do you give the same, I guess, quote-unquote, rights in the virtual world to the AI as you do to the human minds? Do they exist in the same level? Would you give a very important job of, I don't know, maybe like the trajectory, the path of the satellite, I don't know, keeping in orbit. I guess maybe there might be some virtual stuff inside of the world where they can control the outside world via the thrusters or whatever the thing is on the satellite, just to make sure it stays in orbit. Would you then give that job to an AI? Would you trust it enough? A whole lot of questions come from the end of SOMA, and it's a great game, and I just pretty much just destroyed all life on planet Earth as well, by killing the last human alive, poisoning the WoW. I turned off so many robots. I even killed the other version of Simon Jarrett, who would have woken up in a few days. I would not have done that if he wasn't going to wake up in a few days. Even then, he would have died anyway because I turned off the WoW. Maybe he might have lived, I'm not sure. No, he wouldn't have lived because the gel that poisoned the WoW was the one we got to make our new body. So that Simon probably would have died. The WoW would have died. The structure gel might have died. I'm not sure. Probably. And I always think of maybe a sequel to SOMA is if you didn't kill that Simon and you didn't poison the WoW, the Simon that was left behind when they got onto the Ark, the Simon that was left behind without his, well, he would have had a hand if he didn't poison the WoW. What if he was then trying to get back to the surface or something? Just to see what the surface was like, see if potentially anything might survive, because mammals survived when, the dinosaurs got destroyed. Mammals survived. Maybe other stuff has survived, and maybe that's also been possessed by the WoW. Maybe the WoW's made it to the surface and possessed stuff. It'd be a case of venturing out as that Simon, the Simon you play as, and maybe you bump into the other Simon who woke up a few days later, and maybe you have to actually then properly kill him. Maybe team up with him? Okay, we're both the same person, we both don't like that, we both think we're the original Simon, but we want to get to the surface, we have to work together, but then at one point, backstabbing and turning on each other, and you have to kill. And it could be a case of where during the course of the game, you control each Simon, you shift your focus between each Simon, because they both look different, so you can tell the difference between the two. But then it's a case of, okay, which Simon would you want to live? Would you want the original, quote-unquote original Simon, the one before he got put into the new suit, would you want him to live? Or would you want the new suit Simon to live? That would be really cool, I think, for a sequel to SOMA. But anyway, that's my ideas. That's me rambling a lot, but I did have a lot of thoughts when I first saw this game finished and stuff, but it's a really cool game. So anyway, 2 games I finished recently. Finished this game, finished Stories Untold. Go to Stories Untold, that's a really cool game as well. And I'm also still playing Fallout 4. I'm really close to finishing it. I've only gone to episode 26 or something like that uploaded to my YouTube. I've recorded almost 80 episodes of Fallout 4, and pretty close to finishing, quote-unquote finishing, of what I want to do in the game. Saying a lot of quotes and quotes today. Anyway, that was an amazing game. Thank you so much for watching. Go check out my other stuff. I won't toot my own horn and say it's great, but you might like it. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.